Hey Odoers, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss about picking policy. So picking policy determines how a product is being taken from the inventory when a customer places order. There are two ways to manage with the picking policy. One is when all products are ready and the other one is ship products as soon as available. So let's brief this two cases with different scenarios. When all products are ready, let's say we have just received an order for aquatic block screen with 50 quantity, but we have only 25 quantity in the stock. In this case, we cannot deliver the item to the customer as we don't have sufficient quantity, which means we cannot create any back orders or anything. Once a product, that is the exact demanded quantity of the product in the stock, then only we can just deliver the item to the customer. The second case is ship product as soon as available. Let's say we have received an order for the product cabinet with door with 10 quantity, but we have only 8 in stock. In this case, we can just deliver the available products to the customer, which means either the customer can go with a back order or with no back order. So if the customer is going with no back order, then the customer has to just forget about the rest of the quantity that he has demanded. So this is one of the way of managing with the picking policy in Odoo 17. So let's hop into the inventory database to manage the picking policy. To manage with the shipping policy and picking policy, you can just move on to the configuration settings and we can manage the picking policy, that is when to start the shipping. So here we have two options, which is ship all product at once and ship products as soon as available with back orders. Here we are going with ship products at once. So let's consider a scenario where we have just received an order for 50 quantity of aquatic block screen, but we have only 25 in stock. In this case, we cannot make delivery of the item as we don't have sufficient quantity of the item that is demanded by the customer. So let's see how can we manage ship all product at once in Odoo. So for that, you can just move on to the sales module to manage the order of aquatic block screen with 50 quantity. So let me create new quotation by choosing the customer as well as the product over here, which is aquatic block screen and with 50 quantity. As you choose a quantity, here you can see that Odoo will indicate that in red color because we don't have sufficient quantity. And as you click on here, you can see the available unit as well as the forecasted unit over here. And under the other info tab, you would be able to find that the shipping policy is set to when all products are ready. So we cannot just validate the delivery of the item when there is no sufficient quantity. So let's move on to the order lines and save this quotation and let's confirm the quotation. So as we just confirm the quotation has just turned into a sale order and let's try to make the delivery of the item. So from this, it is understand that as we are choosing the picking policy as ship all product at once, there will be no room either to create a back order and the delivery state will be in waiting because we don't have sufficient quantity in the stock. So even if you check the availability, you can see that the state of delivery won't be moving from waiting to ready. So we cannot manage the product if there is no sufficient quantity when you're choosing the picking policy as ship all product at once. Now let's go with the other scenario, which is ship products as soon as available with back orders. Now let's move on to the inventory module to manage that. And here we have to change the picking policy likewise. And I'm going to choose the shipping policy as ship products as soon as available with back orders. And you can save the changes in the configuration settings of inventory module. Now let's move on to the sales module to manage the order of the cabinet with door. Here, let's consider a scenario that we have just received an order for cabinet with door with 10 quantity, but we have only 8 in stock, but still we can just validate the delivery of the item as we are choosing ship products as soon as available with back orders. So here you can just go with your customer as well as you can choose the product, which is cabinet with door. So let me choose my product cabinet with door and Azure has just placed an order for 10 quantity. As we don't have sufficient quantity of the item, that will be indicated over here and you can see the available quantity is 8 right now. As we have set the picking policy as ship products as soon as available with back orders, under the other info, you would be able to find that the shipping policy will be set to as soon as possible by Odoo automatically. Now let's move on to the order lines and let's confirm the quotation and let's try to deliver the item to the customer. So here currently we haven't delivered any item to the customer, and as you just move on to the delivery, you can see that even if we don't have sufficient quantity of the item, we can just validate the delivery. See, the product availability is set by Odoo as not available, and the demanded quantity is 10 and the quantity in hand is 8, but we can just deliver the item to the customer. So in order to deliver the item to the customer, you can just click on validate so that you can just create a back order or with no back order. So if the customer is choosing no back order, then the customer has to just forget about the rest of the quantity that he has demanded. If the customer is going with create back order, then once the insufficient quantity is back in stock, then another delivery operation will be created over there to just deliver the item to the customer. So here we're gonna just go with create back order, and the customer wants the rest of the 2 quantities once the product is back in stock, and currently we have just delivered the item that we have in stock, which is of 8 quantity. Now let's update the quantity of cabinet wood door, and let's move on to the internal link of cabinet wood door, and you can just update the quantity and click on new in order to update the quantity. So you can just set the quantity as 2, afterwards save the changes, and we have just update the quantity. So as we have just update the quantity of the cabinet wood door, we can see that another delivery operation will be created here, because we have just went with the create back orders. So as the product is back in stock, we can just validate the process. So here you can just validate. Before that, we have to check the availability of the product. And after that, we can just validate the process, and we have just done with the picking policy and shipping policy in a simple way. Picking policy is one of the seamless way of managing the inventory. So hope this concept is clear for you. As always, stay awesome and thank you for watching the video.